money block is a fear around spending money. So this is tied to scarcity mindset, obviously, but it's avoiding spending out of fear of not having enough. So we're going to talk about so much more in this and in the Money Mindset Academy about being comfortable with spending money. There have been times when you won't spend money. But what I'm talking about here is the block is the fear of not having enough, which is causing us to stop spending and being a bit of a Scrooge and being a little bit of a hoarder of money. And it's not on purpose, it's out of fear. So I do want to kind of get you to think about it in two boxes, because when we're trying to achieve our wealth goals, often we're going to have time where we might not be spending money because we might have a goal of saving or we might have a goal of investing. So we might be also really connecting and not spending. So we're not spending intentionally. The block comes when we have a severe fear of spending because we can't let the money go. And I will share a little bit about my personal story as well when it comes to the fear of spending. When I left work and we were just living off one income, I had a huge fear of spending, and it was very obvious that I was hoarding and holding on to money. And it wasn't until my dad passed away that I kind of really, the money block kind of just hit me in the face. And I thought, actually, I need to shift this energy from being in a space of fearing the spending to making it one of enjoyment. And all I did was shift my mindset. That was so basic. I said, right, we can afford, $20 a day because we have other goals, $20 a day for food. That's our budget. And I don't think we could do that now. This is going 8 years ago. So don't come at me because that would be hard going right now, but I'm just giving you some context. The idea of having $20 a day at the time was like a fear of spending or wasting money. And what I did was I turned it into a game. So I gamified it to be able to kind of activate creativity pathways in my brain that made me have a fun time and create a really enjoyable experience around the restriction of the money. And knowing that we had other goals were really important for us because we knew where we were going. So it didn't feel like there was not enough. It felt as though we had enough to achieve what we wanted to achieve. So I wonder if there's any time in your own life where you're fearing spending, or spending is activating a lot of something inside of you. And I guess the coaching question around this would be, can I change it into something more enjoyable that aligns with where we're going? But also, is there something I can do for my body right now that will enable it to calm down? And the fear of not having enough, it goes back to the first one, the fear of not having enough can be lowered down just enough for me to see and appreciate and maybe grasp a little bit more of that abundance. And it's really key here that we understand our brains are naturally going to be activated when we're in fear. So if we are constantly telling ourselves that we don't have enough money, we don't have enough food, we don't have enough all of the things, then it's natural for our bodies to live in that feeling of fear of not enough. And the point of this, what I'm trying to say, is that often it's not so much that we don't have enough, it's the fact that we don't have the safety in our bodies, and our brain has just been communicating a message of not enough. So we really need to kind of bypass the brain in a way. And I'd go back to the first exercises that I give you in the modules so you can rewire your brain into safety. And that's really at the core of it all. And what happens is when we get into that state of brain calming and brain like releasing the anxiety and the stress and fear within our bodies, what happens is we can actually see a broader range of abundance. So you might find free lemons on the side of the road, or you might get a free voucher from your supermarket, or you get a really cool discount voucher, and you can see the benefit, and it feels good in the moment to have those things. So that's when I know for myself if I'm in a deep fear, or I'm starting to feel really anxious and a little bit like revved up in relation to spending, and I'm feeling a little fearful, and it still happens to this day. And I limiting beliefs, and we will forever be creating new wiring about what we do believe. So when something comes up for me now, I know that I have enough tools in the toolkit to kind of regulate my brain, regulate my body, and also look for small gestures of abundance that I can quickly bring in. So I would always be thankful and bring in that level of gratitude.